GTSA Season 1 for 2023, Race 5, Pool 1. We've got all the big guys, fast boys ready to race and put on a show for us at Brands Hatch in the GR4s. Welcome to Mr. GT RBS Racing. How's it going? Tell us about our lovely Pool 3 race we just had. Yeah, you're out front from lap 1. So enjoy the combo, lots of strategy options tonight. Coming in slamming. Just exiting the lobby. I'm not sure if these guys are having a problem, but it seems like most of the people are stuck. Maybe they're going to reset it. So yeah, my strategy was to do a hard medium, 5 laps hard, 10 on medium, 10 on medium, but my driving was absolutely rubbish, and my 5 laps on hard, I came out in the thick of a pack of one-stoppers, and I totally blew my race there. But it was fun, 5th place. I was hoping to stay a little bit closer to you than I did. Okay. Looks like they are restarting the lobby. GT server's still having a few bugs. So, just while we have a few seconds here, big shout out to our sponsors, TGN Racing Simulators, Track Art. Then we also have Zappa Gaming on board with a watch from their Zappa Watchmen division. And we have Gorilla Garage, our man Toonies, who couldn't join us tonight. I think he was ill or not available. He also didn't join our race. So get well soon, Mr. Trivs. Almost said Toonies again. Get well soon, Trivs. Hopefully we'll have you back next week. See, there's lots of GTSA pools still open. People doing a bit of a late race. Maybe some delayed starts, load shedders or something. While we wait, just a quick one. If anyone is watching and wants to join, find us on Facebook, GT Sports South Africa, and you can also then get a link to our Discord, which is where most of the discussion and organisation takes place. Just trying to see where this room is. Have you managed to have a cool drink yet there? Yeah, I need a coffee here, but I need to get into the lobby first, so these guys must make a plan. Okay, see on the Discord, the host says the lobby is up, so let's try to find it. Don't see it yet. Just go out and back in. Fun and games. So I got a 4-star ticket from out racing, and they were lovely enough to give me 10,000 credits, even though there was a million and some cars on the track. I got my first 6-star in ages yesterday, and the lowest prize was 500,000. There was a couple fancy cars, a million, and I got the 500,000. I can't see this lobby now, which could be a slight problem. Sorry for everyone watching. It's not the most exciting thing at the moment. If you are in the stream, let us know how your race went, how you're doing. there's 3 of you. One's probably RBS, so the other 2 say hi, tell us who it is. Okay, so there are actually 3 people watching me. Amazing, there we go. They have found the lobby. It's because he didn't put pool 1 when he's reloaded it here. But it has popped up. Okay, so the guys should be starting qualifying already. Have started 10 minutes and then went to the race. RBS, give us a rundown of the 15 different most popular strategies for tonight. And you don't, weren't there some 3 stoppers as well running earlier? Was that like, what would you have to do? Maybe 3 laps on hards and then yeah. And then I also saw like 2 stoppers. You have the strategy I did, which is 3 or 5 laps on hards and then 2 split 10, 11 laps on mediums, or the guys like you that can pull one that actually can make their tires last. You guys were doing 9, 10 laps on the softs. Yeah. Do you think anyone will go with mediums for a 2 stopper like that? How dead were your tires at the end of the 10 laps? Were you losing time? Because obviously the mediums are slightly slow at the start, but then they come back into it later on. Okay. So tell us, were you nervous in qualifying when my one and only flying lap had me in pole until the last minute? No, I don't. I think what did you ended up doing something like a 29.8 or somewhere around there. Yeah, yeah. I did a 30.2 in quali, and then I was on hard, so I pitted on lap 1. Then lap 2 was an out lap, so I only had lap 3 as a flying lap. Pitted again and did an out lap, and then I was going to have a second flying lap with low fuel. And when I did that in practice, I got just into the 29s. I don't know if I would have got your 29.8. I would have had to do my perfect lap, but I did have another half a second to 3/10 in there. So I might have just stolen it back from you if I hit it perfectly, but instead, as I was coming into turn 1, cars were coming out the pits for some reason. And they didn't get in my way, but in turn 2, I just misjudged my braking point trying to get past the car that wasn't on a flying lap, and I went deep and lost 3/10 there, so I just parked it because obviously it was over at that point. But yeah, great quality lap, and then you ran away, obviously slamming it with the pool 3 guys. What do you see happening here tonight? Obviously we've got very fast DKP currently leading the championship. Currently on pole it looks like Levitus. How do you say that? Levitus, I don't know. Just call him Lev. Lev's on pole, guys. So this is actually the first flying lap, but he's going to be the first person to set a lap. Our TX3 driver, Supermanny, EcoBoost, GT RSA. We've got Sam, Ghost Killer, Yasteel. Obviously, Mr. Kalen Pace has been flying as well. He didn't do so well in the karting, but I expect to see him battling up front. I know he really wants the first place reg. Who had an issue? I don't know. Was that during the race that it had happened? I know he broke a monitor, but I thought it was the day after or something. So 28.8 from Lev, TX3 Lev. We've got Sam second on a 6/10 down about a 29.5 there. GTSA high 28, 29s. No one else has come over the line yet, so obviously the other guys that are out there did what I did. They on the hards, did a pit lap, and then they're on their first flying lap now. Trivs was asking who broke a monitor. Your team boss, Mr. Pace, last week lost a TV, I think. One on his rig fell over, or I'm not sure, during the race, after. Trivs, good to have you here. Seeing as how you on the chat, you missed out on a good race with us tonight. But yeah, shot for watching. Who else is there? Drop a message, tell us how your race went. Let's see how these guys do that on their first flying laps. It's fine. I expect a good lap from Kalen, so let's follow him at the moment. Did an outlap, 2 outlaps. Now he's on his first flying lap with traffic in front of him. He gets a half-second penalty, so that's not going to help. Were you guys playing what's that, football game? Yeah, so Kalen got a half-second penalty and he's bailed on that lap. Hasn't set a time yet, but he's going to go and put fresh rubber, so at least he has an outlap and 2 flying laps afterwards with good rubber. Okay, Gladiators. Yeah, I only got to push one lap, but in practice most of my laps were my second flying lap were better. So I hear what you're saying there. Going back to the front, we've got Eco Boosters now moved into 3rd place. Yes, Mr. JP, we know you came 3rd. Congratulations. Pulling your leg. You can definitely have pool 2. Sam is currently 5th, 6th. Deaky's just gone 3rd, Ghost Killer's 2nd. We've got quite a few guys on flying laps. Kalen's going to cut it quite close here because he's only going to have those last 2 laps at the end if he has enough time. Maybe only 1. Just going through here. We've got Ghost Killer and Manny running together. 3 minutes left in the race, qualifying, 3 and a bit. I reckon it's time for me to make some coffee. I'm still watching, but we'll talk you through it. See, Levitas, how do you say it, hasn't improved his time yet. He did pit, so he's going to be on his outlap, and then he'll do a flying lap after, or this might actually be a flying lap, sorry, just looking, unless he crashed, but it looks like he did an in lap on lap 3 and then an out lap, lap 4. He right on board, he's a little gap behind some drivers, which might actually give him a nice little tow down the straight. Ghost Killer pace putting in a low 29 at the moment. Deaky's pitting, he's going to be very tight whether he can get a flying lap in. 3 minutes left. Ghost Killer's pitting out. Let's see if Kevin's on a quick lap now. I think he's on an out lap. No, he's on his first, or what would be his first flying lap once he completes it. Currently down in 13th. Yanali also hasn't had a chance to set a good representative lap yet. We'll go through the pack. TX3 Lev. Ghost Killer in 2nd, Eco Boost 3rd, DK now down in 4th, GTSA is in 5th, Brunava in 6th, Henny's in 7th, Mr. Ganels sitting in 8th place, Sam 9th, Yes Steele pace in 10th with Manny, Jan Ali, Kalen, and then Brunavain's pitting to change his starting tyres. Not enough time to do another lap. Kalen's first flying lap, 31.2, not a great lap. I don't know if he got a penalty or ran wide there, but he's left it all on the line. He's going to get this lap in, so it's now or never if he's going to set a good lap. Meanwhile, our current leader not so matching his previous best by 0.09. So he's going to go over the line. He won't be able to improve after this lap. Does he improve? No, yes, he does by almost 2/10. See who else is on track. Sam 29.1. Sir Sam looks like possibly second place. Deaky on a quick lap. Nope, Deaky's not going to get another lap in. Kalen goes up to third, maybe fourth, depending. But he did get a 29.3 in, so not a bad lap. Needed to get one in. Looks like we're about to start. So good luck to all the drivers. Mr. RBS, who's your money on? Looks like Kalen was 6th or 7th actually, because we had a couple guys in the pits. Nice clean start so far, most of the guys. See, turn 1 braking zone is always fun. Pool 1 guy's handling it expertly. Oh, someone getting out of shape but managing to save it there. I think it might have been EcoBoost. Yeah, for those joining late, welcome. Tell us how your race went, what your strategy was, and what you think is going to happen here. Who's your money on RBS? Eco and Deaky, you don't think Mr. Lev's going to take it? I see Deaky's up to 4th place. Ghost Killer is still holding on to 2nd with Sam in 3rd. So we've got some pace representatives in 2nd and 3rd at the moment. It's just as everyone was just what I was thinking. Yeah, he's on mediums. I think the front 3 are definitely all on mediums. We'll see now. Yeah, Sam's mediums, then Deaky mediums. Kalen is on hards in 5th place. Doing a good job so far. GTSA is also hards, Henny hards, Manny hard. We've got EcoBoost on soft, but I'm not sure what happened to him. He's dropped to 10th. He did look a little bit edgy on lap 1, but he's gone off somewhere, I think, unless he pitted on lap 1 from hards possibly. Last 13 seconds. I think he might be doing 3 stop hards and then 1 lap on hards and then a bunch of softs. We'll see what happens there, but yeah, he's definitely dropped 10 seconds off the lead, so it's about the time of the tyre stop. Brunavain's on softs as well. He also looks like he's pitted. Same with your Steele, and then Mr. Kernels, he's on hards now, so I don't know, you wouldn't pit on lap 1 from hards. He might have spun off or something, because he had a very slow first lap. Back to the front, Ghost Killer is just about a second behind the leader. We've got Sam right over on the back of him. Now, if you Sam, do you try pass your teammate, or do you try and use him to save fuel? And we know Sam's normally probably slightly better on fuel saving, I think, than Ghost Killer. So he might just use him to his advantage, try and make up some of that ground on Leviticus, Levitus, what Mr. Lev. Someone tell me how to say his name. Actually, I only read it tonight. For some reason I thought it was Leviticus, and then someone said it's funny that I keep saying his name that way, and I was like, what? Isn't that his name? So it wasn't on purpose in previous races. But we'll check and let's actually ask him. Levitus is how it looks like it's spelled to me, but I'll call him Lev for now. Sam's dropped 1.4 off the back of Ghost Killer, and maybe had a little moment there or something. Deke is now closed in on him. Kalen still running on his own, first of the hard runners, 6 seconds off the lead on the third lap, so doing a good job. GTSA on the same strategy. Those are the first 3 on the hard tires. Henny's doing a good job as well, up in 7th. Yeah. Question is, how many laps does he want to do on them? And is he going to do a 3 or a 2 stopper? I heard rumours of a 3 stopper, but we'll have to see what happens. Come inside. Come. I was saying, how would you overtake here besides turn 2, Sean? Yeah, sorry, I muted my mic and I thought it was still on. I see we have our first pit stops coming in, looks like. GTRSA getting off his hards. Yeah, Mr. Lowry, there's no McLarens, unfortunately. I was hoping the McLaren would be a good car for this race, or at least even, because I enjoy driving the GL4 McLaren, but yeah, you kind of were about half a second a lap off just by choosing that, and it didn't have the fuel range. So Jag or Aston was a call. Looks like on that subject, we got Gardinals is running a Jag. Who else is in a Jag? So we have an Aston on mediums, a Jag in second, Mr. Ghost Killer. Deaky's got past Sam, he's on the mediums, like Sam, but he's in the Jag. Sam is in a Aston, I think, yeah. So we've got Aston, Jag, Jag, Aston in the top 4 at the moment. Kalen's now 9 seconds behind, he's in the Aston on the hards. Obviously we had GT RSA pitting, so the next hard runner is Henny, who's only 3.8 behind Kalen, doing a great job. Do we expect Kalen to come in? Yes we do, and he might just get a 3-second penalty like I did for that slight cut on the way in. We'll have to watch, but that one really kills your race. Let's see. Looks like he got away with it. It was lagging a tiny bit, but it looked from the replay, obviously the game will know, but if I was judging that, I thought his front left wheel went over the outside of the track marker, which is exactly what I did. I got a 3-second penalty, but I was slightly wide, maybe a fraction wider, so 2 pixels extra. In the background we've got Cannell's just running wide there. He's still running hard. He had a penalty on the last lap. Let's do a recap. Leaders still on mediums, lap 6. We've got a 4-second lead now to Ghost Killer. Ghost Killer's running in the 30s. Deaky running high 29s, 30s, also on the mediums. You think they're going to one stop? I think with our medium, so I think we might have some guys. Yeah. You see the tyres do go off quite a bit. If we're looking at Sam's front left, it's probably the worst of them at the moment, but Sam's tyres on lap 6, 7th lap are like mine were on the 6th lap. And by lap 10 my front left was finished, almost. I think if I'd done 12 laps I would have been on the red. But then again, I'm also always terrible at tyre saving. Mr. RBS, you still there? Sorry, it just went quiet for a second. I don't know what happened. Hopefully the stream didn't disappear, but it looked fine, just the audio. Yeah, we've got Deaky now closing in on Ghost Killer. Actually, I'm not surprised, but I would have expected Deaky to be going a bit faster than mid-30s on mediums. Like a fraction, maybe 1% or 0.5% better. It's no major difference. Sam's used more fuel and tyre. I see Kalen has pitted. EcoBoost is now in 5th on softs. He was one of the guys that pitted on lap 1, and I expect him to pit another 2 times still. The super aggressive strategy, which is working out alright for him now, but he's only got 4 seconds on that big group behind, so he could run into problems when they pit. Now look at the back here, what we see, this huge mess with Yastiel, Kalen sitting at the back of that group. That's where the aggressive strategy doesn't work out too well for you. Kalen's come out and he's gone into a group with 4 or 5 cars right in front of him, which is what happened to me, and it just costs you time. We can see Jan Addy's running 31s, 32s. GTSA was running quicker. Kalen did a 29.1 last time around, which is what you expect on softs, but now he's stuck with guys running 2 seconds a lap slower, and he's going to be using up the softs on the stint. You can see all over the back of GTSA, but no way through. GTSA is all over the back of Jan Addy, who I think's on mediums. Oh, hard, sorry, yeah. So that's definitely costing the two of them. GTSA and Kalen both want to go through quickly as possible. Loving Jan Addy's Jag livery, a bit of a F1 look there. Yeah, Kendall, he did what I did. He started on hards. Should have left the hards for the end on this strategy. RSA and Kalen both go past Jan Addy on the softs versus the mediums. They'll both be happy to see that. They're now behind Superman, who's also on hards. Second or so to make up. I'm sure they'll be on him by the end of the lap. Kalen looking up the inside of GTRSA into the turn, makes it through. So now let's see. Kalen, who should be in the 29s, did a 32.31 last time around. This lap he's really lost a bit of pace, but he shouldn't have too much issue getting past Supermanny on hards towards the end of the lap, maybe start of the next lap. But right now at least he's free to push a bit. You can see Yastiel also making a move on Yanadi there. Yastiel also running softs, but towards the end of their stint he was one of the lap 1 stoppers. Diki's got Ghost Killer. Levi Lev was sitting 5 seconds behind, so he's opened that gap another 2 seconds, but now second place is Diki, so the question is, can Diki hunt him down in the next 15 laps of this race, because they're both fairly evenly matched, I'd say. Look at their tyres, almost identical, fuel. Diki's got a fraction more, but definitely not enough to save 6 seconds. So what they might do is both do either the 1 stopper and go 13 laps on softs, 13 laps on mediums, 12 on soft. We could see them also do 11-11 on mediums, and then, or even switch to softs later, but only do a short stint on hards. Be interesting to see if one did one and the other did the opposite, because that's where traffic plays a role as well. I think in theory someone told me the 3 stopper was about 6 seconds quicker than a 2 stopper and 10 seconds quicker than a 1 stopper, but it doesn't help when you get held up like Kalen did. See, Kalen's now up into 5th place, 30.2 last time around. That was with traffic. Let's see what he does, but his 2 best laps on those tyres have gone for free to the traffic. Yeah, I was just about to say, because here's the lap 1 pitter, so we'll see most of the guys that pitted on lap 1 should be coming in shortly. Lap 10, lap 11 possibly. You can see EcoBoost pitted 2 laps ago, but he's back out there now behind Janelli and C8 Henny. Steele also pitted, also lap 1 stopper. Not sure what happened to Mr. Brunavane. Gap's gone up by 0.4 of a second in front. Not a huge difference. 30.0, 30.6 last time for Diki. He's now opened up 3 seconds on Ghost Killer. Ghost Killer 2 seconds on Sam. Kalen is 21 seconds behind, now running on the softs, but he'll have to pit at least once again, I think, and same with the leaders. But obviously they'll be on the hards and he'll be on the softs still. So he will have opportunity to make some time, but it's not going to be huge amounts. See, Callum's last lap was a 29.1 again in free air, and this time he does a 29.3. So we can say he lost 3 seconds, 4 seconds behind on those 2 laps out the pits. Again, Sam's running the medium, soft, hard 1 lap mediums, and he's going to have to pit probably on this lap for mediums again. He's running the strategy I did, except he pitted earlier for on the hards. He's had free air. Sam will be in. The other 2 don't have to pit, but they probably will want to get those hards on for the 1 stopper. Either that or pop on hards for 1 lap and do a 12-12-1. leader's gone through, so is Deaky. Sam will have to come through, his front tyre's about to hit the red line. Let's watch him into the pit lane. Ooh, right also up to that edge. So Callum puts on lap 5. I expect him in on 3 laps time. If he's on a 5:10:10. He's now got 9 seconds on Ghost Killer pace. Sam joined Sam. Sam lost about 20 seconds including fuel. So if Kalen drops 20 seconds, he's going to be with Jan Ali in 7th roughly. But we all know most of these guys still have one more pit stop to do. EcoBoost going a little bit up the inside of Superman, who went a little bit wide there. EcoBoost, he has pitted on lap 1 and he pitted on lap 9. So he's running that 3 stopper. He's still got 1 stop to go as well, but you can see the 3 stopper working here. He's already stopped twice and he's running with the guys on the 2 stopper that still have 1 more pit stop as well. It's running softs pretty much a whole race except for lap 1. I think. Well, the only guy that's got ahead of him in the race is Kalen at the moment. He is behind, but he's managed to jump Sam at the moment. Obviously Sam doesn't have to stop again. Deaky going into the pits this time around. Kendall saying Kalen going to stretch those softs. It doesn't make sense for him to do more than 10 laps. Put on lap 5, should put on 15 and then 10 laps to the end. Mr. Lev is low on fuel. I think with the Aston you can make 15 laps. Obviously he hasn't been short shifting or anything, but he'll make this 13.5 laps. Probably come in this time around, just to have one less lap with the hards than he needs to. In control at the moment of this round. Nice gap. DK is on mediums. Deaky, that was his first stop. Yeah, I wonder if he's read the rules, because I don't know why you'd stop on lap 30. If you're going to do medium, hard, with 1 lap on hard, you'd stop on 12. But anyway, let's see what happens. Maybe he forgets and gets a minute penalty. Kalen, championship leader, take a look at Mr. EcoBoost at the moment, going 5th to 4th. He's flying at the moment. It's only 1.4 behind Deaky, and Deaky now has to pit again because he hasn't fitted the hards. We know EcoBoost also has to pit 1 more time. Yeah, someone else possibly don't read the rules. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Deaky and Levi need to fit softs here. Kalen's in front of them by 1 second, but he has to pit again. But they all now need to pit. Yeah, I think we'll have some guys, 2 guys here that don't read the rules, possibly, because it makes no sense to run 14 laps on mediums and then pit to do 11 on softs or 10 on softs and 1 on hards. If you're going to do a 2-stopper, do 1, 12, 12, something like that. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Interesting. EcoBoost currently, if that's the case, would be 2nd if the front 2 do get that penalty. But EcoBoost has had a good race. I mean, he's only 1.5 off Deaky. He's opened the gap on Ghost Killer. He pitted on lap 1 and then lap 9, it looks like. So he did 7. Yeah, that would be. I mean, I have to do 8 laps on the last stint. But I mean, if we look at his tires, they aren't too bad. So he can do one stint where he does 7 set. He's going to do 1 hard, 7 soft, and 8. Maybe if he might choose to do the 8 stint now, we'll see. But he's having a good race so far. Where's Kalen gone? He pitted, yeah. Kalen's pitted, so lap 15 he's done with his pit stops. He's in 5th place out of heart attack there. I thought he spun, so he lost 18 seconds on that stop. Yeah, well, they both need to fit hards, so I don't know what they've done with their strategy, but the rules are on the Discord. It does clearly say on the lobby settings, which these guys all have used many times, must use hards. So, but yeah, that still makes no sense to me. I don't know why they do that, because I mean, if Leviticus pitted on lap 14 to run 10 laps on hards, it'd be where he is now, 17 seconds roughly, maybe 15 seconds or 10 seconds ahead of Kalen, but with 10 laps to go, and he wouldn't have to pit again. Now he's got 10 laps to go, but he has to pit. So exactly, like even EcoBoost's 3-stopper. Yeah, well, you can see he has to pit, but he's still sticking with Deke. He did a 30.3 last time around. Deke did a 30.5 on the mediums. Obviously, Deke doesn't have to, technically doesn't need to pit because he's got fuel and tires, but he's going to get a penalty for not fitting hards. OJ, yes, RBS is in the party. Can you not hear him? Sure, most guys let us know if you can hear RBS. He's a strange sounding guy with Afrikaans accent. Don't tell me you've been talking this whole time and you can't hear him. Because they can normally hear you. Only 25 minutes in the race. Did you think to ask? Or are you just messing with us, I think? RBS, check on your thing and hear if you can hear yourself talk. So yeah, well, we want to see if here EcoBoost is going into the pits for his last stop. Let's moves Kalen up to 4th. Kalen 29.1 again. Sam goes 5th. GTSA goes into 6th. So EcoBoost heading out the pits in 7th place. Now on strats. JP, there will be no penalties. They're running alternative strats. There will be, because the rule said must fit hard, and the game will give you a minute penalty if you don't run hards. Just like manufacturers or nations, hards were compulsory. So EcoBoost running the 3-stop at the moment. He's now 31 seconds behind the leader, but effectively Kalen Ghost Killer pit. He was on mediums and then fitted mediums again. So I think Kalen's a default leader at the moment on 17.8, and EcoBoost is only 14 seconds behind on a 3-stopper with 9 laps to go, and he should be going quicker now that he's got fresh softs versus Kalen, who's going to be also on fairly new softs but a few laps older. I'm just on mute at the moment. Sorry, I was trying to get my dogs inside. Chasing a puppy around. Okay, so 6 laps to go. Still not sure what the front guys are doing. Levi was mediums and he's currently on softs. Deaky is on mediums after running mediums at the start. Deaky is 7 seconds ahead of Kalen, and it takes about 8-9 seconds on a pit stop for just tyres. So he could come out right with Kalen if he starts on, or if he does a hard lap, and Kalen will be on old softs and he'll be on fresh hard tyres. So that could still be our showdown for the race. I don't see possibly the same sort of situation with Levi. If he does pit for hards, he's got enough of a gap now, but I just don't know why he decided to run so long on mediums and then softs. Maybe just changing on the fly. Kalen behind Ghost Killer pace, losing a bit of time here. Well, they don't need fuel. I was just looking, so he might, as long as he knows he has to pit for hards on the last lap, it should be alright. I'm just looking at the fuel. Deaky's got half a tank, which is more than enough. Same with Levi. The only question is, do they stop or not? Kalen's now staying 17 seconds behind the leader, both running softs. The only thing is, Kalen doesn't need to pit again. I think it was about 10 seconds for a stop with no tyres, no fuel. But Kalen definitely should jump Deaky, who's only 6 seconds ahead of him. What happened to... I think the difference was Kalen's stop. He had to put a bit of fuel in, which obviously made it take a bit longer. That's why the gap's opened up more now. Yeah, it's not going to take 20 seconds for the leaders. It's only going to be around 10 or 12. So 4 laps to go, we'll find out. Caitlin's had to go through traffic, which also, that possibly the 7 seconds, his strategy was good, but that early stop where he lost 4 or 5 seconds could end up counting against him, where the guys out in front have been in fresh air the whole race. Or actually just Levi. Deaky had to make a few passes as well, which probably cost him half of that time he's behind. He was in 4th place early on, I think. I think Deaky made a late choice on the Aston because he didn't even have a livery for it, which is unusual for Deaky. Let's look further back. Ghost Killer's in 4th. Sam secure 5th at the moment. Sam's mediums. The front two definitely have to pit. I think it's Ghost Killer does. Sam, I don't know. Actually, yeah, Sam was Ghost Killer and Sam the guys that pitted on lap 1. I'm not sure. No, lap 1. There's a couple pace cars. I know, yeah, Steel did. I think Ghost Killer and Sam were in the front, you're right. I think it was Super Manny and a couple of the other pace cars that pitted on lap 1. We've got GTSA 8th, Yanali 9th, with a battle with your Steel at the moment, both on softs, but your Steel has a fresh softs. C8 Henny is in 11th, your KBR Brunnevain 12th, Kennels 13th. So we only have one person dropping out. I know Stiganator was away tonight, so he couldn't race. I'm not sure who the other missing driver is. Lap 22. How come Bates is on here? What's Bates? Kendog. Oh, the brake balance, brake bias. Yeah. Yeah. Who's that? Deaky heading in for his hard tyres. Not sure why. I suppose maybe just for safety, but I mean he had enough fuel and petrol to carry on the mediums for another 2 laps. Ghost Killer also coming in for his hard. Or Deaky getting a 3-second penalty for pit lane. He did one of my moves. So now we have Kalen 17 seconds behind the leader. Nice recovery from, I think he started 5th. When he came out after the first pit stop, he was quite far back, lost 6-7 seconds, so that wasn't very helpful, but up into 2nd, which will be good for his overall rankings. Deaky, the current leader, down in 3rd, and that 3 seconds shouldn't really affect him against EcoBoost. Great drive by EcoBoost, who's currently 4th, but on old softs versus Sam, who's on old mediums, so that they're having a nice battle there. Why would Deaky... Oh, I don't get... Maybe there's a glitch on what they're showing on the car. I don't know why you'd pit when your tyres are fine and to lose a place and then fit softs unless you press the wrong button. The Deaky... Kendall says Deaky did use hards, but he was on mediums at the start and he pitted and fitted softs, so I don't know. Yeah, from what we saw, he's getting rid of his penalty, but maybe he pressed the wrong button and has to pit again. Who knows? Let's see if he comes in. Yeah, I think he realized he pressed soft instead of hard. So well spotted there, RBS. He hadn't used hard, so that's going to give EcoBoost the podium. We'll see, he should come out just behind him, but on hards with 2 laps, I don't think he's going to have time to catch. Sam also goes through. So that pit stop mistake makes, and the penalty, without the penalty, he would have been just ahead of EcoBoost, I think, because it's 3.2 seconds, but you lose about 4.5 there. So Deaky's going to kick himself for that, cost himself 2 positions, 4 points or 6 points in the league. Who? No, Sam, I think, did pit already. I'll have to see, but let's see what the leader does here, because if the leader doesn't pit on this lap, he's going to get a minute penalty. But he is going in, so he does know. Bit of a strange strategy. Maybe he knew he had it under control and wanted the softs just to streak out that gap a bit. So 16 seconds from Kalen. He's got no fuel, but he only needs to have enough for 1 more lap. He should still have about 6-7 seconds on Kalen. We'll see now. Yeah, 7 seconds. That time Kalen lost behind the pack, down to 5 seconds now. We said it was about 7. Could have had a very tight race between the two of them, but he pitting early didn't seem to be the right way in this race. We got Sam pitting now as well. You were right, Sam was on mediums. So I think Sam also did a early 5-6 lap stint and then 10-10 on mediums. So it gives Deaky 4th back. RBS, they're still saying they can't hear you, which is weird because they hear you every other week and no one's changed settings at all. So, but anyway, if it is what it is. Last lap, no point changing it now. I think RBS turned his sharing off just to make me look like I'm talking to myself there. Anyway, great job there by Levi. It's 4.7 seconds ahead of Kalen. Kalen having a great race from 5th place. Deaky fluffing his 3rd a little bit, promoting EcoBoost to 3rd. Still a good race for EcoBoost on the 3-stopper. What do you think? key on hard. So there we go. Sorry, the front two cross the line. We've got TX3 Levitas. I hope it's right. Callum Pace second. EcoBoost coming across in third. Wrong button D key in fourth. A little bit of ends up with Ghost Killer in fifth. Sniper says RBS stands for Radio Broadcasting Service. Sam 6, RSA 7th, Yasteel 8th, Manny 8th, Yasteel 9th. Nice little grouping there. Jan Ali, Henny, and Brunavane. And then we'll just wait for Mr. Canals. But yeah, thanks to everyone who watched. Sorry you couldn't hear RBS. Please next time tell me on lap 1, not on lap 20. Misses the point a bit. There we go. Hope you all had a good evening. Enjoyed your races. Well done to the podium. And yeah, we'll see you next week. I don't even know what next week's race is, but we'll have to look and come back to you. So yeah, shot. Driver of the day, I'm going to go with Levi, Mr. TX3. Actually, tied with Kalen. Kalen didn't qualify well. Kalen's comeback. Good comeback from Kalen. Okay, cool. Thanks everyone. We'll catch you next week.